Hello, friends and strangers on the internet. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with another Patreon request. Thank you so much to my Patreon member who requested this song and who has also been very patient. This request was from November. We're a little bit late. I apologize. Today we're checking out another song and official music video by the band Blackbriar. Very intriguing band so far. I've only seen one music video and heard one song, but it's very fascinating, and I'm really looking forward to this one. This one is called My Soul's Demise, so I'm expecting it to be just as spooky as the last one. Oh goodness. I'm having a bad hair day, friends. My hair keeps trying to stick up. I've recorded this intro like 3 different times. Oh well. But yes, before we jump into that, let's go ahead and give a big thank you to all of my supporters here on over on Patreon, here on YouTube, and on Coffee. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I do appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for sharing music with me and all of my viewers. It has been an amazing journey checking out so many different genres of music from all over the world in all kinds of languages and all kinds of themes and genres, and just it's very eye-opening and wonderful. Thank you so much for spending that time with me. I appreciate you so much. Let's jump into this. Alrighty tighty, let's jump into this. Once again, we will be checking out the band Blackbriar and their official music video for their song My Soul's Demise. If you would like to check this out without me, perhaps you've never heard of Blackbriar and you'd like to check them out, click that link in my description. It will take you to the video we're about to watch together. You can go check it out. It is from Blackbriar's official channel here on YouTube, so you can go check out more of their music from there if you like what you hear. Let's jump into this and check this out. Oh, it's very quiet. Is it supposed to be quiet? Okay. I will eat. Sorry, I must have ruined that intro a bit because I was like literally worried I had everything muted still. My bad. Let's check this out. I will eat the bread of your breast to feast on your lies, your wickedness and spite, insignificant misdeeds or horrible crimes. I wouldn't think twice and make them all mine. Your death will be my soul's demise. I'll carry your sins, but who will carry mine? Ooh. Sorry to interrupt it, but I'm listening to the lyrics and I just remembered that the Patreon member who requested the song said that the song is a lot of is thematically about the concept of sin eating, which is a very fascinating concept. I can't really like describe it, but I guess the idea is that you perform a ritual and there is a person who is appointed as the sin eater, and man, I've always man, it's kind of reminding me of a poem I read like a few years ago called The Sin Eater's Prayer, and it's I don't know, it's just like bringing back memories to when I first discovered that poem and learned about the concept of sin eating. I cannot describe it enough to really tell you all about it. You know what? I'm just gonna pause, go look it up real quick, find like a concise explanation for it, and tell you, and then we'll come back to this reaction, okay? Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and just pulled up the Wikipedia page for it so I can just describe it, and then we'll take it back in the song a little bit since I interrupted it. But a sin eater, this is from the Wikipedia page, a sin eater is a person who consumes a ritual meal in order to spiritually take on the sins of a deceased person. So when she was singing, "Your death is my sustenance," that's what she meant by that. The food was believed to absorb the sins of the recently dead person, thus absolving the soul of the person. So this is if I remember right, this is a very, very, very old like Christian ritual. Again, I'm not a historian. I'm not a doctor of like any of this stuff, but yeah, very fascinating topic. I recommend you go check it out if you're interested in interesting history, especially like religious type history. Very, very cool concept. Let's go ahead and go back to the reaction. Alrighty, so we're back here. Let's go ahead and take it back a little bit. But you can see there's like this piece of bread laying on this, what I'm assuming is a deceased person, and I'm assuming she is the sin eater who is coming in to, eat the meal. Anyway, sorry to ruin the moment of the music video. Let's take it back and let's just listen now. I wouldn't think
goodness. I just realized what the song might actually be about. Like, yes, they're using the theme of sin eating, but like, what if you're in a relationship with like a really toxic person that you really love and like you just kind of take on their sins? You know what I mean? Like, they're a toxic person and you just kind of become toxic with them because you're just so devoted to them. Like, I'm wondering if that's what this is actually about. The comparison of like being so devoted to someone who is bringing you down with them, if you will, and it's like, okay, I've done this for you, but who's going to be there to catch me, you know? Like, dang. Oh, that makes me so sad. That makes me heartbroken even. Oh, what a beautiful comparison though. My goodness. Oh, I had to stop. She was like crying while she was choking down that bread, and I'm just like, this is a heartbreaking concept. Like, I had to take a moment. Like, oh my God, that frame even. It's so heartbreaking to think about. Um, yeah, I think in the case of an actual sin eater, it's an obligation. It's like your job. It's like you are appointed in this church or congregation to do this job. In this case, though, it sounds like she's singing about volunteering for that position for a specific someone she's devoted to, and how it's like possibly tearing her apart. Fascinating. Sorry for the interruptions. This is a very thought-provoking song. Okay, let's go ahead and keep listening for a bit.
Your sins, but who will carry mine? Who will carry mine? Who will carry mine? Who will carry mine? Who will carry
Like, it's really quite heartbreaking to think about. Like, the sin eater has just absolved that deceased person of their sins, and all of their loved ones are in the congregation watching how she did that for him and how he's supposed to be able to, like, be light enough to go up to heaven now that he's not got his sins weighing him down and stuff. But they're all looking at her in disgust because she took on his sins. Like, that's just really heartbreaking. Like, I'm on the verge of tears here. Like, she is now going to be blamed for every terrible thing he did because she ate his sin. Like, it's like she's carrying it within her. And so now she's seen as like the person who is like the sinner, the disgusting one. And everyone's looking at her like, ew, but she actually performed a service for their loved one who was there. Like, I don't know. It's just, it feels gross. It just feels very gross. It's a very, in my opinion, it's a very gross ritual. And you can see she got paid for it. I mean, I imagine people who are, there might have been situations where there were sin eaters who actually like did it as a job. I don't know. Like, it's been a while since I've looked it up, the concept, but the concept of it is just so gross to me, not gonna lie. Like, and it just makes me so upset to see them looking at her like she's something gross when she's the one who took on the sins of their loved one. And it's just, it makes me upset. Sorry.
Your death will be my soul's demise. I'll carry your sins, but who will carry mine? Who will carry mine?
Uh, made me sad. Reminds me a lot of the concept of scapegoat rituals, which are also a pretty disgusting practice, in my opinion. In that case, it's, an animal involved, but, still. I'm going to take a moment to pause this recording, maybe learn a little bit more about sin eating, because, refresh my memory a little bit, share a little bit of what I've learned, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. The concept of sin eating that I read about when way back when I found that one poem, it was called the Sin Eater's Prayer. You should check that poem out. It's a good poem, by the way. Reminds me a lot of the lyrics of the song, actually. But in fact, I'll link it in the description if I can find an online copy. Anyway, hi, editing Jesse here. It turns out that the poem that I had read a while back called The Sin Eater's Prayer was not a famous poem. It was actually written by someone whose blog I followed like years and years ago. So, and I'm not able to find that poem, but that was how I was introduced to the concept of sin eating, and I really wish I could find it. But there are a couple of famous poems related to sin eating, so if I find any really good ones, I might put them in the description as mentioned before. But since I wasn't able to find the specific poem I was thinking of in order to share it, and since it wasn't a famous poem, it was just a blogger I used to follow like 10 years ago, I'm not going to be able to share that, and I apologize. Thanks. Let's go back to non editing Jesse. Bye. Anyway, the concept I had read about was from like Catholic side of things, and that was in a situation where it was a much more established practice, sort of, and so they had appointed people to do this job. When I was going through on Wikipedia as I was like collecting my feelings after watching that video, and I learned that in many churches, it looks like according to the Wikipedia page, again, I'm not a history doctor, according to Wikipedia, this is a practice that might have begun in Welsh culture, and that churches would hire poor people. So in many ways this sounds like almost like an exploitative practice as well as a religious ritual type practice, which just further irritates me personally. I'm sorry, the concept of taking on someone else's sins just really gross concept to me and always has been. But what a beautiful video. Okay, my feelings aside, what a beautiful video. Very, very well directed. Great acting. The song was beautiful. Very, very heart wrenching. I did find it fascinating that when she left the funeral, you could see what appears to be the sins exercising from her. That was a little confusing to me, but there may be a symbolism. I'm just like, phew, right over my head. But especially when she's singing the lyrics, like, who's going to carry my sins? But, as you see, I don't know. That could have just been symbolism of what's now inside her because she keeps carrying all these other people's sins, and it's just like a big heavy burden to her, especially those who really do believe in this kind of thing and it's not just a job. I imagine being a sin eater who doesn't actually believe would be a pretty good way to make some money if you're poor and homeless. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm rambling. The concept just upsets me, and I'm trying to like find something to talk about that upsets me less, and it's not working. If you like what you just watched, though, please click that link in my description. It will take you to the song we just reacted to together, and you can check out more of Blackbriar's music from there. I am going to go ahead and see if I can find that poem I keep mentioning, and I'll link that in the description as well. Yes, thank you everyone who's made it this far in the video with me. I do appreciate you spending your time with me, sharing this amazing music with me. My nose itches, sorry. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.